Hello, everyone, and how we doing? If you are new to the channel and you like the content, please consider a like and a subscribe. Today, it's a little bit messy, our setup here, but this is how it is. Today we are going to be going through some of our Warhammer models that we've got laying around in the house. I bought my friend's army off him a while back, not because he wanted to get out of Warhammer or anything like that, but I think he just wanted to move on from he had so much like Space Wolves going on. I don't know if he got back into Space Wolves, but he transitioned from really loving the Space Wolves to really loving the Orcs, and he thought that he could only really concentrate on one army at a time, so he exchanged his massive pile of Space Wolves for a massive pile of Orcs, which is fair, which is very fair. Because Orcs are fun to play with. He said he was really enjoying the game, so you know what I mean? I'm not here to judge. It is what it is. I don't like Space Marines in general, but I thought, you know what? Like, if he tries to sell all of this stuff off, he's got to get people like wanting him to like sell individual units and models and stuff like that. He's just generally going to end up having a hard time really just getting rid of all of it. So since he was my friend and wanted to help him out, we just, we just took the whole lot. We bought the whole lot off him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So just give me a second while I set everything up. As well. Right, boom, there we go. Right, I have my chat window open, and you'll see we have. You can see this bit of this screen here, can't you? Right. So what we actually have is we have like a forum which keeps track of all like released models and has pictures of all the released models on there as well. I'll actually show you that. I have actually set that up to be viewable like so. So we can go up and down. These are the models. This is the website we're going to use to inspect our models and try find out which ones are which. When it's really important, we'll bring it up on the screen and you guys will be able to see it. I've got a piece of tissue here I was using for painting and my hand's a little sweaty. It keeps picking it up off the table all the time. I can't do that. Can't be having that constantly. Okay, right. So, what are we going to get into? Well, I'm going to start with some easy ones, I think. This looks cool though. Look, imagine it coming in like super slow-mo, like, and then it turns. And it gets caught on a wire in midair. And then it comes in. And then it like, although like 90% of these ships like look like they shouldn't really actually be. This one shouldn't work in an atmosphere. I feel sometimes with these ships, right? That's how it looks. So this is the Space Wolves Stormfang gunship. We have the box here actually. This magnet's on the base, and I have no idea why, because the actual thing that holds this model to the base isn't even in this box. I don't know why it's not. The pilot hasn't been finished. He's only like legs. I guess that's because my friend was planning on painting it before adding the pilot in and having a better ability to paint the pilot. So the pilot pieces are still in the box though. It's still on the sprue. We know what that one is. So trying to think. I don't think I've got the space to really keep everything up here. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff we're going to be going through today. So yeah, 100%. I think we'll go through the stuff that I know. That makes it a lot easier. So the next box we're going to open is this old starter box. It's not really super old though. I think it's like the Primaris. When they bought in the Primaris, let's actually have a look. These aren't Primaris. These are definitely old school Space Marines. So yeah, we got the Stormclaw. I bought it for the Gazkul Fracker, right? This is the one that came with Gazkul Fracker. This is before they swapped all. No, actually not. Actually, not the Gazkul Fracker box. Okay, fair enough. I looked on the bottom of the box and there's no picture of Gazkul on there. So this is just the Space Wolves half of this. This should be easy to identify. The only issue that we have with this box here is this cloak. As you can see, there's two pieces missing from here because this cloak has like a bear head on it, and like some more, like a big bear claw that's supposed to come round. It's actually got two. Bears do have four legs though, so I guess there's like another bear claw that's supposed to come over this other one here, and there's supposed to be like a head for like the top of it. But we used that to convert one of my bikes with my white fangs, my white scars, sorry, which we've showed before on the channel. This guy's got a magnetic arm, or did the glue just fall off on it? I think the glue just fell off on this guy's arm, literally, as I like picked it up. Oh, I just literally broke the other arm off by squeezing it too hard. But anyway, right, this box has some extra models in it because it's been holding models for me. We have guys on wolves. How many did we end up with? Probably too many. Oh, there's a Tech Marine on a wolf there. That's pretty cool. Not sure that's still a thing. There's another Space Wolf. There's a rider. This rider has a Power Fist. Cool. Here's another guy with a combat shield and a hammer. A thunder hammer. This guy has come off his base. Here. There's another wolf. We got wolves with loads of different loadouts by the looks of it. Just variety. If I was building any of these, I know most of these came from my friend. They never really got around to painting them. But if I was building them, I would generally be, putting different weapons on everyone, just because I think that's just a bit more interesting. There's a servo arm here. Is that off the Tech Marine? He is missing an arm. It's not this one. There is another little servo arm piece here that goes on his shoulder. Seems to be missing, yes. I see pieces that are broken on the model. Okay, so from the Space Wolves on Wolves, we have. So I think in the lore it's actually stated that they say, like, the meme is there are no wolves on Fenris, which is the planet that the space wolves live on. So that is supposed to be referring to the fact that these wolves that they're riding on are actually previously they used to be space marines. I think that's how that goes, right? We have some Devastator squads, probably named something different for space wolves, but there's a heavy plasma cannon. That's cool. We have a shield arm. It's probably off one of the guys riding the wolf. There's only 4 of these guys. Wait, there is a sergeant, actually. He has a power sword and a plasma pistol. Not a power sword, actually. It's just a chainsword. We also have some Terminators here. I like to build them like with different loadouts. He's got an auto cannon and a power fist. That's crazy. There's a combat shield and a storm hammer. There's it's like a ripper fist, and are these like is twin barreled? So I think there's storm guns. I think there's storm bolters. Then sword and shield, and then another hammer. Another hammer and shield guy. So we got 8 of those. It's an even number, but it's odd for like the size of a unit. It's just different models for different loadouts and stuff. Outside of that, we've got some sprues. In here, there's a lieutenant, I believe. Might be a character. We'll have a look at the back of the box or in the building instructions. Let's have a look here. Well, what does the building instructions say we have? Crom Dragongaze is the character on the sprue. This guy, Crom Dragongaze. There's a Terminator Captain, which is the one that uses this cloak here that we were talking about earlier. We have... Is that just normal Space Marines? Let's have a little look. We got some legs, but the legs don't really give away what unit they are usually. You got to see the bodies. Yeah, just normal Marines by the looks of it. And some Terminators. Here we go. These are Terminator legs. I can tell those apart from the other. So how many normal Marines have we got? 5 normal Marines there. And 4, 10 normal Marines. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We go for a 5th pair of legs. Don't have a 5th pair of legs here. We have 4 Terminators apparently, but we've got 8 Terminators here as well, so it's like 12 Terminators in total. So these ones are on sprue, as you can see, 10 and 8. So yeah, that's a breakdown of what's actually in this box as well. That's a pretty decent starting force, considering we have 3, 6, 10 wolf, 10 guys on wolves, right? And we've got a Devastator squad. This is a basically pretty good starter army, I would say. If I think Terminators are still usable in the main game at the moment. I think these wolves are still usable in the main game at the moment. But the basic Marines and the Devastator squads, they basically, I think they're phased out by now. They might be phased out by now. They might not be. The Tech Marine on the Wolf is technically a separate character, which means if there is a guy with a Power Fist and a Plasma Pistol, so this guy's probably like a sergeant or a captain, maybe, possibly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure like the classes of the people and what loadout they would have to have for it to work. So, but yeah, we're it's a pretty decent amount just there, right? And that's just basically a starter box for Space Wolves. So the reason why we're going through all of our Space Wolves here is because I am trying to like free up some space in the downstairs, in the extra room that we got downstairs, because we want to make a gaming room in there, so we put all our Warhammer stuff in there and everything, but it's just like you can't even walk in the room because there's so much Warhammer that we've got in the house. And I don't really care much for Space Marines in general. I thought at some point in time it'd be cool to paint some Space Wolves and, you know, make them look nice and everything like that, but I don't know. I don't really, like I said, I'm not really a big fan of Space Marines specifically, so it just hasn't really gone anywhere, and I don't see me really picking them up, wanting to put them. Again, we've also got like so much stuff here that we bought off my friend. That's why we're gonna try identify as much of this as possible. And here we go. We're getting into the actual boxes of stuff now. Not sure how good this camera's gonna be at picking up close range shots of these models. So these heads and stuff, they still have on the sprues nowadays. They never change anything. And then they get rid of everything. There's a metal model, an old one. Right, so we're now getting into into the box of units. Most of these are just randomly thrown in. Here's some Terminators. Here's the Captain with the big bear pelt. There's the bear's head. It's actually not as big. The bear's head's not as big as I was thinking it should be. It's got magnets. It's got a magnet on the top of his head, but he doesn't have a magnet for his arms that are missing. And yes, this is why we're going to need to go through most of this. I might grab the glue out and like find some arms and glue some of these guys' arms on properly so that they're actually just like, you know, this one's fully painted. He hasn't got any arms. And there's a very silver. It's a very silver last cannon guy. Probably wasn't very popular with my friend back in the day when he had him. There's a mixed match marine. There's like a half painted marine with all new parts glued to his body. His body's painted, but his head and his arms and his weapon are all from different models. So he's a missile guy though, so that's a missile launcher. We have just another guy. He should have a banner by the looks of it, but he's plastic. He's small. So this box has got loads of models in here. This is just a normal guy as well. Right. This is a metal Terminator. You can tell he's smaller than the plastic ones. By a touch, only by a touch. He also has like the old school armor on. This guy has lost his head. He has a magnet for his arm. Lost his head. He's not metal though. Let's keep the metal ones separate for now. We'll have a look at those. They're really small. Look how small the look how small the original Space Marines were. They're tiny. Okay. Just looking at all of these models one by one. A lot of them are just base coated, not painted. So yeah, like I said, I bought this army a while ago. It's not like I bought it yesterday or anything. We did go through like all of it when I was with him. I think these guys are a unit. And they'll be in like, they got this like bluish grey painting on them. Okay, some of the old paints are like super shiny. Okay, I think this one character's in bubble wrap. Let's see who he is. Okay, I think this is a special character. I do not know if he is a space wolf. It's definitely a special character. This is a limited edition model, I believe. Right, he's got a cloak with skulls on it. He is a space marine. He looks like a captain. He has a power fist. He has his bolter. It is a storm bolter. It's got a special magazine on it. He's got a special sword with skulls running down it. And he has really cool looking Aquila on his shoulder pad. He's got this iron crown here. It's very unique. That's crazy. I have no idea who this is. I've got this thing for looking up space wolves, but this is the first model now that we're going to need to look up. Can I get it closer to the screen in a position where you guys can actually see it? Is this camera going to work in such a capacity? That's a solid question. This is the guy we're looking for. Do you have any idea who this guy is? Every time like the light shines off my hand, the camera gets darker. It's kind of annoying. Can't keep my hands on the screen all that much. Trying to get him to the perfect point where the camera like can show you his detail properly. But there, let's try. Right, I have this website called Lexicanum. This is called Lexicanum. I feel like it's probably only going to show us Space Wolf stuff. Let's see if they've got normal Space Marine. They do have normal Space Marine. There should be like a like a low. Where does it start? Angels of Death, second edition. Were they called? Were they not called Space Marines? I think this guy's a captain. It's gonna be very hard to like pinpoint. Start here. Oh no, Angels of Death look like chaos, don't they? I'm gonna look for the next background book. So I want models. How did I get onto the model pages? Right. Okay, there were some examples. I'm not sure if this is going to show us. Oh, there's the sword. Very similar sword. And Terminator Captain 8th edition, but this guy is not a Terminator. So how do I see all captains ever in the model form here? No, it's not that guy. This guy right here has a Stormbolter. He doesn't have like the same stuff. He has the sword. Almost the same sword. Very close. So be crazy. Just want to be able to see all of the captains. How do we get Space Wolves? I hate. This is why I never scour the internet. I have no idea how to navigate websites. Miniatures. Okay. What are we looking for? Okay, miniatures, Space Marines. It goes all the way back. Nice. It shows every single model. There we go. This is the page I was looking for, right? We should be able to find out who this character is now. It's not going to be really, really far back. What we'll do is we'll bring the screen up. We will do up this here. Let me make it smaller. Have you not gained the right screen? Stupid, come on. This is the model we're looking for, and this is the page I'm looking at on the internet. I can't make this model any closer on that screen though, so what are we looking for? These are really old, and they're going to be like the small bodies with the small legs and everything, so we know for a fact that this guy is in plastic as well, so it's definitely going to be a more modern. There he is. 1991. This is a reprint, a plastic reprint of this, which will be a metal model, I'm pretty sure. I just clicked on the wrong thing, and we ended up going here. Just click on this. This is the guy, right? Yeah. Yeah, he's like a new modernized sculpt though, so it's not quite this model. I guess it's the... This came in limited edition Games Day 1991 White Dwarf 148, issue 148. It was... That's where it was previewed. It was previewed here on this page. Of White Dwarf, issue 148 in the UK. Limited edition Games Day 1991. So yeah, I've recall seeing this model previously as the Games Day one, and then so we're gonna need to look for that again, but a bit further up. I thought 1991 would be a bit early because this is... I think they were still doing... They're still doing metal models. You see, most of these are all still metal models here. They haven't quite transitioned into plastic just yet. So we're gonna... When did they remake this model? That's the question. And it should have its own White Scars Commander. I got the kit. I had the kit for this guy, actually. This guy is still metal as well. All his arms and everything is metal. I had a bunch of these. I bought a bunch of those kits to convert some White Scars for my White Scar army, but before I could get to play them, they went and put all of the models into Legends. It's funny. Oh well. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not salty about it. It's all good. Right. They'd already been like putting stuff in the Legends anyway at that point in time, so it's not like I wasn't expecting it. And it's not like it caught me off guard. It just, you know, I would have liked to at least use them. They built this, yeah, I remember this coming out, the Corroso Khan on foot. They're trying to slow down the White Scars to phase out all the bikes at some point, probably. Most likely. I've got this Chaplain Dreadnought, actually. Downstairs somewhere. What's we got? Can we see? Will they bring up this Captain again? I think we're getting into the realms of when they remade him. There he is. Limited edition. That's him. That's the one. This is not exactly that model. This is not that model. Nope, that's a different model. I could tell because the sword's different. This was the remake of the original one that we looked at. The wrong one. That's not the same one. I thought that was it. A second there. Yeah, he's not got his arm out on this guy. Anyway, we can see that. And the sword is different. Until we zoomed in and saw the actual full picture, wasn't so easy to tell that it wasn't the right one. So, when did I buy these models? We're getting up to 2017. We found out which guy this is, right? So I know what he is. I know he's the remake of the 1991 Games Day Captain. So still, again, a limited edition print, but I would like to find when he was released. And well, it can't be as far back as 2020 because I bought these models before 2020s and I haven't added to it. Oh look, it's showing the Siobhan Khan on his bike there. I'm gonna buy that and convert it 100% for my White Scars. There's the Atheon Shun, this guy, the new chapter master. This is a Primaris size guy, so he's replacing Shrike, which upsets my housemate because he's a big Raven Guard fan, and his favorite character is Shrike because he's basically like a whole squad of people by himself. He's so good. He is so good though. And this guy, I'm gonna need to like seriously up my game when it comes to painting to get this guy. I am thinking of maybe converting like an open dragon's mouth on the front of this here, and then maybe having some like scales come up here a little bit, but like that. We'll have a look. We'll probably get two. We'll paint one like natural, and then we'll try convert one to make it look cool. Not that this model doesn't look cool to start off with, but definitely a cool looking model. It's got like his whole, because this is the end of his spear, and that's the front. I mean, realistically, if he's to hit someone with his spear and it's behind him, like that is such an awkward way to hold a spear, right? In the position he's in, it's like, so if that spear hits something, he's like knocking himself off his own bike and stuff. It's kind of stupid. I don't know. Like, it looks cool and all, but it's very, very impractical way of holding your weapon. Because behind him, there's actually this. There's still more bike here. It's not like it's flat, and like he can move this freely. There's like something for it to pivot against, which will, it's not going to be good. But yeah, we'll probably try to convert one of those when we get down to it. So we know who he is. I'm going to write this down, right? This guy is a remake of 1991 Games Day. Captain. Just a captain. Right? So now we know what this guy is. We know he's limited edition. And we know that we can't find him on this wiki that keeps track of all the models that have been made. So again, that's not helpful. Put some doubts in me now that we're gonna find all of the models that we need to find here. Unless I've actually just missed him. Let's have another quick like browse down through the list. This Judicar was a nice looking model. I painted one of those before. That was pretty cool. I like that. And we've got Kuroso Khan again on foot with his eagle. Could take that, get rid of his legs, put his body onto a bike. Maybe have the bike as static, and then like he could still keep his eagle with him. We got a bunch of random eagles as well from there's the Death. Oh, who are they? Wait, Death Watch. The Death Watch, like, is it like the Hero Squad or the Command Squad or something? There's just a bunch of characters in the Death Watch that all are from different factions, and the White Scar guy's on a bike. So he's also got like a Cyber Hawk with him. It's pretty cool. So we got a bunch of those extra models for one. We built a unit out of them. Or I made all my sergeants out of them or something like that for my bike squads, because it's like, he's gone off with the Death Watch. He's like a hardened veteran now. He comes back and he leads the unit into combat, and we've converted a lot of the actual bikes and everything to look pretty cool. I think a more nomadic style and stuff like that to them. So should be all right. We've looked at most of the models on the channel before, so we're not going to get them out and have a look at them now. We kind of want to concentrate on this bit. But I do not think we're going to find this guy. We found his original model, but we're not going to find his remake. So what if we Google search, we write up Warhammer. Enter. These reprints are sold exclusively Warhammer World. Look at like images. That's the original Games Day captain right there. He's got the skulls on his cloak. There's a bigger image here. That's the same. It's technically almost identical to the new sculpt of it. But we're looking for any images that might have the new sculpt for that model. And if so, why is the internet devoid of images of this model? Yep, completely devoid of images of this model. It's crazy. I don't think if we went onto Warhammer official website, they would not. I like how they dropped the Games Workshop. The company got bought out. I'm not blaming anyone specifically. I'm not saying it's like American behavior or anything like that, but it seems like they bought it out. An American bought out Games Workshop, which is the company that makes Warhammer. Warhammer's the game that they make. Games Workshop is the company that makes Warhammer. And then they obviously must have been like, well, having the company being called Games Workshop and everyone referring to it as Warhammer is confusing, so we'll just drop the Games Workshop bit. Either that or they had to rebrand to well, they were trying to do this whole thing where they were trying to make sure that everything got copyrighted. Maybe Games Workshop was too much of like a vague description of what the company was, you know, because they sell games and they do painting stuff, so they are a workshop. It's more too literal of what they are rather than an actual name for their business, I guess. I don't know. There could be many things behind it, but like they just rebranded it as Warhammer now, so that's fair. I mean, everyone referred to it as Warhammer anyway, so it's fine. Doesn't really make much difference. I can't find it. I know which model it is, but I can't find it anywhere. So we will. The last possible place we could look for is eBay, and we'll see. We'll have a look on eBay. That's old. I don't want I don't want it to bring up my old transactions page. I don't want it to show that. Right. This is my storefront. I'm doing a lot of Pokemon mainly at the moment. I'm not really buying Warhammer at the moment. I'm more selling off my Warhammer. I am trying to paint through some of it. I've got a load of models just off camera. We've got all our paints here on the table, as you can see. So we're gonna look for Games Day Captain Warhammer 2020 2008 Games Day Captain. That's not really what we're looking for. 2012 Blood Angels Captain. There's the original one. It's down as £99. That's the original guy. That's exactly the model. The 1991 limited edition Games Day Space Marine Captain. Now we just gotta find that model, but in plastic. That's it. Oh, that guy's got his fist up. Not there. That's the cloak. That's the cloak on its own. £12. I mean, if you're missing the cloak on your guy, that buying that increases its value up by a large quantity. So I would say you should probably consider picking it up. Anything. Might be looking. We got the games day written on there, but it's like it would be the reprint. Space Marine. Accidentally hit the caps lock. Don't think that really. But Space Marine. Space Marine Captain. Warhammer. It's going to give us a lot to look through here. Right. Don't think we're going to find it. We've identified the model, minimum. That helps. The thing is, if we cannot find, I think we might even be better to just write limited edition in our title. That should make it a bit easier to find it, right? Because it's definitely out of print. Different captain. That's a converted from a Celestine. That, you know what, that would be an expensive conversion, but it would be pretty cool looking. It's the Celestine jetpack part with the like little, well, the really long, like what are they called, purity seals, the really long purity seals, like holding them up in the air. It's pretty cool looking. It'd be too expensive to want to break those two models and make something completely different out of it. Yeah, way too expensive. I'm not sure I would be up for doing that. Or it could actually just be the new Blood Angels, like winged captain, because I did paint one of those as well back in the day. So it could just be that guy. If we put a limited edition down, and we might be a bit more likely to find it. Right. Hmm. Yeah, the whole plan is that we try to identify this model. Limited edition. Let me put the N on the end. Accidentally tapped 2 buttons at once. There's a moth in here. Probably really help. We got swarmed by bugs yesterday when doing the live stream, so probably would really help to close the window. It's so goddamn warm in this house. Ah. Torture ourselves by closing the window. There's the guy again. Right. There he is. There he is. That's him. The Space Marine Captor with Stormbolter and Power Fist. That's the web exclusive. It's even rarer. It's even rarer than I thought it was. Right. So, go Space Marine. Web. Yeah, you could only buy them from. Oh, God's sake. It's on the press. There he is. Right. Right, so, in general. Okay. It's like a 30 £30 model-ish. I like to like round it down a little bit. Because, like, if I was planning on getting rid of something, then, you know, it's important to know how much it is actually being sold for. We are planning on selling off these Space Marines, the Space Wolves. Yeah, that's the reason why we're going through them. Like, I don't know though. There's just so much. There's just so much stuff, and it's really gonna be quite tricky. To be honest with you. I was moving the mouse on the other screen the way it would show me what we were looking at. Okay, so we worked out what it is. It is the web exclusive Captain. I'm not sure exactly how you purchase it from the web exclusive. I think you had to pre-order them and buy them generally only off the website. Okay, there's another metal guy here, part of a unit. Here's another metal guy. Probably just a basic Space Marine. Actually, with the metal ones, if you pull them off their bases, I'm sorry, I see that you can't. I forget that you guys can't see when I'm holding it right by me. Does this say? Um, literally, that's really hard to see what it says here. Usually, it would, if it's just a normal marine, it would just say a Space Wolf. So let's try to get back to that page. It's just showing me just the Space Wolves, right? Here we go, we're back. Yeah, this is just Space Wolves now. So it's metal, so it's going to be like before the end of... It's got a hammer. This gun down. Iron Priest. That could be what it says. It says Iron Priest. This is, yeah, this is the model. He's missing his backpack with his techno arm, but just accidentally clicked on. This is the guy here. This is actually exactly, yep, this is it. Let's move it back down. This is the guy here. Let's click on that. Can we make that bigger? Yeah, that's exactly what this model is. So that's an Iron Priest. It's a heavy bolter plasma cannon. We have just a normal Space Marine with a plasma gun. Oh, we have basic Marine. It's huge. Ah, here we go. This guy is another captain. He's got his arms missing, but they're magnetized like this one. And he's also got the magnets on top of his head. Again, no idea. This is a metal Terminator on an actual different type of base. It's another missile launcher guy. Another Terminator with no arms. Not normal Space Marine. Right, it's a lot. A lot of stuff. Someone's banner on a toothpick. Bottom of the banner is like sharpened. Oh no, that's the top of the banner. This is broken off from somewhere, someone along the way. We got flamethrower. Get this. Back up. A normal marine. More basic marines. There's a lot. There's a lot of basic marines in here. Some arms are missing off some of these guys. This guy's got the classic wolf helmet. You see here. What the fuck is up with the lights? The lighting in here. One. Say camera. That's the sensor I need to cover to get this to work properly. Right, give me 2 seconds. Let me put some tape over this sensor so that it stops adjusting the light level for the camera. I just want the camera to show or like be able to see what it's looking at, and it shouldn't be able to self-adjust if there's too much light, because that doesn't even help anything. When it self-adjusts and gets darker, you can't see shit on it. No, it seems to still be affected. I don't want it to change. Maybe that's not the sensor. Stupid. I don't get it. I don't know what it's working on. That's the light, surely. There's a light on this. It's gotta be just like self-adjusted on the camera specifically. I wish it'd just not do it. I don't have any way of controlling what the camera's gonna do. I don't like that it gets darker when my hand comes into view, because the light shines off my hand because I'm too white. Oh god, terrible. Right. Here we go. What are we looking at? This is a lot. Glass cannon. Right. Oh, jetpacks. So it's just me sitting here looking in the box, and you guys, like the webcam's disappeared. Webcam has been lost to the ether. Here it is. It's just me, like you guys can't even see in the box, and I'm really not showing any of these models off, am I? I'm not doing a good job at this. Got like a little bit of adjustment going on. We got right. Jetpacks. Is a metal model. Okay. What does he say? Wolf. No, I can't read. I can't read what these metal ones say. There's too much like light shining on them. So there's a like what looks like a captain with his power fist raised up in the air. Let's go back to the list of it's this guy, Wolfguard. Yeah, it's that guy, is a Wolfguard. Got his arm missing. It's literally this model here. So it's cool. So we got one of those. And some more Marines coming out. The guy's got a weird looking gun. It's another flying guy. A jetpack guy. You see the evolution of my friend's paintwork, because some of these the jetpack guys look alright. They look alright. This is starting to get see washes that come out at this point in time. See the evolution. It's like those guys don't have wash on them. These new guys do. Because we emptied the shelf from front to back, which means this is a metal guy as well. That guy's metal, but he's actually a modern sized normal space marine. There's a guy with no base, but he's got a missile launcher. There's a double pistol, twin pistol guy. There's a metal jetpack. Sure, it's a metal jetpack. It's a heavy jetpacker right there. This guy's plastic. He's another jetpack guy. What we got going on? More Space Marines. More Marines. And another Marine just sprayed in black. There's a lot of like wrapped base coated Marines here now. Just in black, waiting to get painted. And half painted in blue. Very light blue. Here's another guy. Right. Here we go. I just figured I'd just laying all this out on the table and like taking a picture of it, put it on the eBay just as the whole army. But I'm gonna need to like count out how many models we've got, and I'll use the table downstairs. I have to set up the lighting down there better. I'll use the table downstairs. We'll take pictures of everything. Take it as a as all in one. Because we got. You're not gonna believe how much just like Space Wolf stuff we've got here. Crazy. This guy's heavy, so he's got metal arms by the feel of it. He's a basic Marine. Looks pretty cool though. Got a banner. This guy's got claws. Let's start piling them up on top of each other now. This guy. And another basic Marine. A basic Marine with an axe. One-armed Marine with a pistol. One of these guys feels like he's got something metal on him. He's got a penny. He's got a penny in his base. He's got a penny in his base as well. Some arms. It's a flamethrower there. And a sword. There's another guy. A lot of just basic Space Marines here. Crazy. Space Wolf. Space Wolf. Again. Nice wolf heads. I like the wolf head helmets. They're pretty cool looking. Can't complain about it. Right. So when we get into the box with the bigger models in, we can spend a bit more time like looking at the larger models, but these are just like generic like Space Marines. And a lot of them are missing their arms and stuff. That's huge. Oh my god, like it's got to be like 50 basic Space Marines here that came out of this box. That's a very large quantity of Space Marines. Oh god, that's a lot. That means I can't remember. God, I remember buying, like, he asked me if I wanted to buy his Space Marines off him, and I was like, yeah, sure, man, we'll go down, we'll have a look, we'll go through everything. And he was like reluctant with some of the models. I think that captain that we looked up, I think that was one of the ones that he didn't want to get rid of. I was like, dude, if you want to keep a specific model, anything like that, whatever, keep it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna nag you for it. Like, if it's got some sort of value to you, then keep hold of it, man. Keep it on your shelf. You've got plenty of space on your shelves for the odd dude, you know what I mean? So, yeah, just keep it. It's not a problem. Not a problem whatsoever. So, yeah, that was one of the things. And we were going to just like, I think I looked up how much like all the stuff cost, and then we like halved the value, and then I paid for it that much. So try to be like fair, because I'm always like, we'll just do like half store value, and then you know the you can look up the models themselves, and you'd be like, well, technically store value was slowly increasing that point in at that point in time. So we got another box here, and then it's the big box. After we go through this one, it's the really big box. It looks like we've got some. There's a bag of random arms and stuff. So this is how and where we would get all the things we need to repair the guys. So there's like arms, there's a body, there's a metal heavy bolter. There's a lot of magnets going on. Here's a cape. If I can find the rest of this cape, that would be pretty good, actually. There's a blast cannon for Dreadnought. If we can find the other parts for this cape, we'll actually be able to replace the cape that's in the starter box that's missing pieces. There's another last cannon. Metal. Hey. The Iron Priest's backpack. Okay, we'll have to get him like updated with that. This is a metal piece for a bike. There's like a tin with a helmet like on it. How? That's how the tin would go, and then the helmet's just like perched on it. Like you would go on your bike like that, but I don't know how that helmet would stay on. If you're actually like buzzing around on the bike, the helmet's not staying on there. Oh, there's the bear. There we go. That's it. That's the cloak. Just go across the top here, something like that. It goes there like that. That's the piece that we've got missing. This piece here that I used for a bike in my white scars. So that's a replacement there for the cloak that's actually in the starter kit. This is not a basic weapon for a normal Space Marine Dreadnought. This is for the This is for the Death Watch Dreadnought only, I thought. Because that's the only one that gets a spear, as far as I can tell. If memory serves me right. Here's another Dreadnought last cannon, unless that's the same one we picked up earlier. There's the two. Oh no, there it is. There's the left and right last cannons. Yeah, the twin last cannons. There's the weapon upgrade. There is actually a Space Wolf Dreadnought that has a shield, and he is so bullshit. He is. He's bullshit. I hate him. I hate it so much. It's just a Dreadnought with like a 2-up invulnerable save or some shit like that. It's so fucking. Oh god. I play Tyranids, so I hate anything that's got an armor save, realistically. Oh, that's a backpack. That is a fancy backpack. That'll be for one of the metal characters as well, obviously, because it's made of metal. There's a metal flamer. I'm gonna look for like the metal pieces that are in here. What is this piece? Okay, that's a metal wolf's head. From a cyber wolf. It's a metal wolf head. I'm gonna have to find where some of these other metal characters are. What else we got here? That's the front. Possibly the front of a. That's definitely a Chaos Bike front, right? And then you would have like, I think this might even be from oh, who's that guy? I got plenty of this guy downstairs. We'll go see if this fits on his bike. Now, there's a specific Chaos Biker character. Oh god. There's a meme about him snorting warp dust. And I don't know though. I don't remember what he's called. Doom Rider, maybe. I think he's called Doom Rider. Alright, cool, actually. We got some pieces that we know we need from in here. And outside of that, I think everything else can go back in the bag for now. All the magnetic arms and everything are in here, so we can always, like, match them up as time goes by. Or we just leave them in there and we're just like, arms, magneticized arms are included. We'll take this take this and we'll put it back in the box with the actual model that needs the pieces. So that's there now. That is put away. Get this rest of the stuff back in this bag so we don't spill it all over the floor. I'll keep this wolf head out because I think we're gonna encounter this wolf at some point in time. We're gonna be like, well, where's his head gone? Although we'll probably find multiple wolves with their heads missing, to be honest with you. So, which phone is telling me it's gonna die? This one. Right, plug it in. Sort ourselves out. Right. Right. I have a phone over here. Let's move it off the screen. Still have. Oh, wait. I missed a phone call. No. I got a symbol on you. Makes out like I've missed a phone call when I haven't. Okay. There was so much dust and crap in that bag when we emptied it out. We're gonna have to deal with all this debris at some point. Oh, look at this green head. Some very delicate edge highlighting on it. Better than what I would do, I'll be honest with you. I just do dry brushing. Don't really do like small. I can get into it actually. I'm gonna be doing some streams where I'm gonna sit down and try to improve on our painting ability. I think these are like resin alternative wolves. Yeah, this is what a normal wolf looks like. And there's a dreadnought. There's another wolf. There's a wolf off his base. His feet have broken. There's another chonky wolf. And two more wolves. Oh, a metal dreadnought. Oh my god. It's heavy. A heavy one. Oof. I guess this is supposed to be like another conversion. Yeah. It's like a small dreadnought. I guess the probably leftover parts from this is a rider for one of these wolves. And are these all riders? These are all riders in here. That metal Terminator. Yes. Here we go. Here's the shield. Technically, it's not quite the right model, but like there's not really much difference between a basic. That's got a crazy helmet. And he's got a flail. Holy shit. Where do you get a flail from? I feel like some of these have to be alternate parts. because they just look really different to anything else I've seen in in the Space Wolves loadout. We got like 5 wolves. One of these is like really damaged up to a point. We're not going to find its hands, its paws. We're not going to find those anywhere. But we've got 4, technically 4 wolves, 3 chunky wolves. We have a dreadnought, a metal dreadnought. So we're going to have to find... Wait, did we find metal? We didn't find metal dreadnought weapons. No. But possibly... Possibly a copy. It's got like the pieces that... I think there's just a lot more fancy stuff to go on this guy, to be honest with you, than what we've got visible here. So that'll be one of the things that we'll be looking for. And yeah, we'll just put these away. If I find the pieces for this metal dreadnought some point in time, this back in there. But we'll keep these other pieces out, because we don't know where they're going to go. We'll keep this captain to one side as well. Alright, we are going into the big box now. Let me just move some stuff around. So we have like easier access. I'm going to put it up on this chair. The massive box now of extra stuff that come with his Space Marine army. So okay, I see the bottom half of this thing has fallen off. How do we get... I get all the pieces together before we put it up. Any of these ones that are whole? One's like completely glued shut. Actually, it's not. Drop pod. Space Marine drop pod. Like one of its doors will open. 2 of its doors will open. All the others are glued. So two would open. They come down like that. There's like a lot of controversy with this model since they added in like the area that the model covers is considered like territory that you control, and so the enemy can't come within 9 inches of a model. I think they've added in like an auto engagement rule. I've heard people say an auto engagement now, and then it's like there's a lot of rules that are like reactive based on people coming within 6 inches of the model, right? So that indicates to me that you can actually just walk up and get into range of a unit nowadays without having to like stop, go into charge phase, charge. Like you actively just get into combat with them nowadays. There's another drop pod. All the doors can open on this one because I just literally had to stick them all back in. The bottom isn't really glued on properly, so bottom comes loose, the doors can come off it. That's fine. I think so. There's a debate on whether they brought out a new version of this drop pod now with doors won't open, because I'll be honest with you, so many arguments about like you just plop it down and then it opens all its doors and then like you can't even go anywhere near the thing during your turn. It's just kind of stupid. They can just block you off. They just put down artillery and then just put a big line of these guys across the battlefield. Like, just spread them out and open all their doors, and they can go within 9 inches of each other, but you can't be anywhere within 9 inches of it. So it just stops you from like doing anything. It's kind of crazy. The crazy rule. People didn't like it, so that's how it goes. They've built a new model where the doors don't open now, so that ends that debate. There's a fourth one. 4 drop pods. Crazy. A lot of drop pods. That's just the top bunch of models in this box here. Also then, oh, we got some Wolfen. There's some cobwebs on them. So we probably got the whole unit. This one's heavy. They're like... It's got the missile launcher, it's got the seats, it's got all the stuff inside it. Look, it used to be quite a nice kit, because when you open it up, you can see all the deployment slots. You can put like just like turrets inside them, so they lose their capacity to carry people, and they just have turrets in them. That's pretty cool, but again, like it's just a model that's designed to take up board space and stop you from moving around properly. At least that's how I see it. Those down there for now. Let's have a little look. All of this stuff is, I think, pretty much his new stuff that he was throwing together. 40mm bases here for the Wolfen. They're pretty big. We've got Wolfen here. Another Wolfen. And another Wolfen. So, 5 members of that unit there. Let's try keep the bubble wraps close at hand. Okay, then we have another, because we got 2 from the previous piece of, I can hear all the bubble wrap falling on the floor. Don't be like that. Right, that's 10 Wolfen that we got here. Wolfen again. Like, controversial unit. Some people like them, some people don't like them. Bit hit and miss, really. So, move them off screen. I know what they are. They're Wolfen. All part of this box. So, what else have we got here? We have land speeders. I just broke that piece off. What is it? Oh, it's just the thing for that. We have a little wolf. The little wolves as well. Okay, little stumpy wolves. That one's on a different base, a weird different base. This one's on a weird different base as well. I don't know where these other bases would have come from. These are they remade these models. These are Fenrisian wolves. So I think the meme of there not being any wolves on Fenris is supposed to be a joke, because there clearly are wolves on Fenris. I'm not sure though. I never got it. Never understood the joke. God, this glue. Oof, this glue. How horrible this glue looks. Oh my god, that's glue. That's glue from the 90s right there. Hey, this thing has a door that opens. It's crazy. Since when? Is this like the small? This feels really small. Oh, the glue's gone all like springy. This feels really small. How small? It's got to be smaller than that one, right? They're the same size. But they're clearly 2 different models. Oh, it's just missing its front grille. They are the same model actually. Inspecting them a little bit closer. They technically, I know they are the same model, but what I mean is like they're like 2 different builds of the same model. 2 sculpts. Like every single time they re-release the land speeder, it comes in a different shape. Almost like they just don't know what a good land speeder should look like. 2 extra wolves. How many wolves we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 wolves and 3 land speeders there. This bag that they're kept in is actually like from a ring binder. Just like a sleeve from a ring binder. This one can go back in. There we go. Okay, so 3 land speeders and 10 little wolves in that bag. Here's a bag of what looks like random pieces. We have some more metal guys in here. Let's try find out if there are any interesting metal looking dudes in this one. We have armless guy, nearly armless Nick. Who's this guy? It says... Why can I never read this stuff? Looks like his hand was clipped off on this guy. It's another metal model. It looks metal, feels metal. That is just a Terminator. That's just an old Terminator. There's another old metal Terminator. I can feel that there's like still a heavy model in the bag. I think there's like one more possible metal model here. I think I found it down here at the bottom. Yeah, what are you? Oh, he's a pilot. It's a metal pilot for maybe the land speed or something. Okay, he's got his hands like this, so he's a turret. He's a turret guy, I would assume. It's usually what happens there. There's a lot of pairs of legs in here, so you can make some other models out of some of these guys. Then there's some bodies. I don't think there's any more metal parts in here though. We have... Gonna give it a close inspection. Full on running legs there. Yeah. Right. What is this guy? Librarian? Yeah, I recognize that's a librarian. That is a librarian. I don't know if you guys can see. Got some fluff on his face. So there we go. That's a librarian. Yeah. And we got this guy. Can't read what it says on his actual body, but we'll try see if I'll work out who he is from this list here. Has his hand. Not that guy. Oh wait, there he is. He's Ulrich. Yeah, he's Ulrich. Ulrich. Well, it says Wolf. I can read it from this angle. It says Wolf Chaplain. Yeah. Ulrich is a champion. Is a chaplain. Did they remake this model as like a chaplain later though? Specific chaplain, but that is definitely the old metal Ulrich model. But he's had his hand sheared off to get rid of his crux. His cruxius. To change it from being a chaplain, being something different. What have we got? Yeah. Okay, so that's Ulrich. I'm gonna write down who he is on in my notepad. And Ulrich 1993. Missing crux and I really don't know why it's been chopped off. Would not know. Metal models, they can all go back in. Box, I think we've got this next model that I gotta be bringing out is one of the models that he was unsure that he wanted to like add into the actual sale of his army back in the day. But I was like, oh man, that's like the only model out of all of this stuff I actually want. So I don't know if I guilt tripped him into selling it to me or not, but like we have Logan Grimnar on the Storm Rider. This is Santa Claus with his little. He's got wolves, but I'm thinking of like extending the base and having like more wolves like linked onto the front, giving the little wolves antlers, and like and turn him into Santa Claus because this is crazy. He's got like a little boat. Literally looks like a little battle barge that he floats in. So that's the model for the actual character there in that baggie. I'm not sure. I can't remember if all the pieces are here. That's the thing. I think like we tried to see if all the pieces were here on the sprues, and it didn't, not necessarily all here, because like that's all the sprues that are here. There's no battle barge. It's definitely no battle barge included in these sprues, right? So what would we do about that? We'd have to just keep looking, right? I do have some sprues here that are wrapped up, but I'm gonna have to keep looking. Oh wait, this feels like it could be the battle barge. Actually, wrapped up here. It feels and looks like a battle barge. And the wolves. It looks like the wolves too. So we could have spoken too soon. I feel like when we were looking, it felt like there were pieces missing. Yeah, here's his boat. Here's his little boat. It looks really cool. And the image on the actual box is pretty cool looking too. So here's the one wolf, like leaping forward. It's like dashing through the snow, as everyone knows. On a one wolf open sleigh. But there are two wolves, haha. So it's twice as fast. I think we could like find a comically long base and like build this out to be like, Santa with his sleigh. The boat actually cuts off halfway. So there's actually a lot of room here for converting into like, you can make it wider and more buckety, and then you can like put a bag of toys in there. I feel like if we were going to do the conversion of this model, like we could go all in. We could go all in on the conversion of this model, right? And that would be pretty cool. So 100%. That's going to be a project that we will do. I'm not sure if we're that good at converting to do this by Christmas or during the Christmas month, but we've got like a Halloween, like an October project for Halloween, which is going to be like a whole graveyard scene with all the ghosts and everything from the Night Horde army. But we could maybe try do like a Christmas theme using this model. I still think it's a really cool model, and I would love to be able to like get it looking really nice. We might even it might even just take us all of October or all of December just to do the conversion stuff, because I need to like work out how we're going to build like the back end of this sleigh, and if there's any other parts that we can actually find it's going to fit in with it, you know what I mean? Look the part that we can actually convert and use, be the back end of this. Maybe like chop the front of a rhino off, remove the top. Maybe that's like, it's going to be too wide though. A rhino's like kind of this wide. So we would have to then, obviously, we got to convert to grab the two pieces together. Might be able to then, like, we're going to be making like a giant sack full of presents. It's going to have like, it's going to have like plasma rifles and thunder hammers hanging out of it. It's not exactly like the presents. It's just like, here's your battle gear, brothers. Let's go. But yeah, I would love to do like a nice conversion on this model, and I won't be the only person who's ever come up with that idea. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be trying to make out like that's exclusively my idea. Why is my charger not working? Let me check why my charger isn't working. Oh, God. Sometimes I have to pull it out of one plug socket and put it into another one. Forgive me, guys. Take my headset off. I don't even know why my headset's on. I'm not even using it. So I don't need it on at all. Oh, it's just making my head hot. Oh my god. But it's nicer without the headset on. I feel like I'm not like actually Right. Everything back over here. We are, if you've just joined us, thank you for joining us. We usually do painting and stuff like that. So to go through some of the stuff that I've got laying around, a recap. This is my friend's army. I bought it off him a while ago. And, you know, we're considering selling most of it off. So I need to identify what we actually have, you know. So that's really the reason why we're going through everything right now. We got a lot of stuff though. I don't know if we should sell. We should probably sell like the Space Marines as the Space Marine. Oh, I see. These guys have magnets on them. And we've got a magnet base in that other box that I was like, I don't know what this base is for. So this is what the base is for. The base is for this model. That's good. That's good to know. Right. And we had some like special limited edition models that were in the set. It's always something that we were looking at. What's I done? I messed up. I haven't messed up the green screen. You can see the green screen over there. Wait, I have messed up the green. See it though. Trying to wait for the YouTube to catch up so I can see if I've actually put it in the right place or not. Okay, here's a Chaos bike. Was he converting a Chaos bike? Possibly. We saw some pieces for a bike in one of the other boxes. There were pieces missing. I'm not quite sure. That's the bottom. These are probably cosmetic pieces. But it looks like the whole thing's really here. The body... Yeah, the body of the Marine and the helmet for the Marine. I think I know where they went, to be honest with you. Because we were like, that guy's got a really nice helmet. It's got to be a Chaos helmet. Okay, so a Chaos bike doesn't fit this army. Isn't even the right army for it, but it is what it is. It is there. What is here? Some Dreadnought stuff. Okay, right. Heavy. There's some heavy stuff in here too. So, Dreadnought arms. This is one of this specific Space Wolf arm. Like the big Clipper Claw. There's the Dreadnought axe arm, the Dreadnought shield. We have old school Dreadnought, magnetized plasma, last cannon. It's kind of a butchered plasma gun here. Not sure. It's not like attached to an arm point or anything. There's a... This is specifically a Space Wolf arm. I assume this is for the shield. Assume it's supposed to fit the shield on it. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to want to go on. or fit in properly. But I think that's actually needs a bit more. Yeah, I don't feel like that's good. Another broken weapon, another casing piece. Here's a Thunderclaw. That's the ice. That's the ice claw, right? Heavy bolter. That's a old. It's got to be an old one because it's kind of small. Here's a metal. We had a metal dreadnought in one of the other boxes, right? Here's a metal. Ooh, missile launcher pod. They are pretty rare. They are pretty rare to find nowadays. So, like that. We have a broken. It's not necessarily broken. It's just the. Do we have the metal hand? There it is. Okay. Oh, nice. It's actually a cool claw hand. It's older metal. It's way cooler looking than like the new modern Power Fist arm. It's not really a Power Fist, like the Dreadnought arm, this one. This is the crappy Dreadnought arm for the more modern Dreadnought. And this is the same arm, but in the old school metal one. This is a Space Wolf metal arm though, but the claw's just a lot nicer looking. And it's got a flamer attached underneath it. Like the old school, like the more modern Dreadnought arm should have. Not sure if have they Legend? Have they put the modern Dreadnought into Legend yet? This is another metal arm as well. That's the other side. There's a plasma. That could be a flamethrower though. I think that might be a flamethrower. Is that a heavy flamer? And then there's a auto cannon, which is there. That's also metal. So we got some options for the metal cannon arms. So it makes a difference when it comes down to it. There are 2 sets of claws there as well. Okay, so Dreadnought pieces. Pretty cool. We had the bodies of the Dreadnoughts in one of the previous things that we looked through. So that was nice to find the rest of the pieces. That's a metal las cannon as well. So we have all the options actually for the metal arms. So that's cool. I like that. Extra arms for the Dreadnought. Extra blue arms for one of the other Dreadnought bodies. We got as well a missile pod, but only one. Only one of the missile pods. They're supposed to have double missile pod arms. So it's a shame that we don't have both missile pods. We will definitely need to hope that we find the other missile pods in like some of the rest of these little wrappers, these little packages that we got in here. Okay, let's close this up. Put it down there. Right. Okay, so the next one, an attack bike. Really, really old school attack bike. What's in here? Nothing. It's basically empty. I think. Got some pieces for a bike, but the bike itself is missing. Maybe we'll find that somewhere else in the actual. Oof. Okay, in the actual rest of the model stuff. What we got here? What we got here? Oh, I know what this is. This is an old school missile pod, like adaptation for the top of your Rhino. Turn it into an artillery piece. Couldn't name it off the top of my head right now. I believe this is like a side sponson for a Land Raider. We have the top door for a Rhino ×2. Top door is in like the top hatch. It's in the back middle of a Rhino. We have little the pods where the people hang out. There's a gun pod for the guy. These are magnetic side sponsons with the heavy bolters there for a Land Raider, and a piece of cosmetic at the bottom there. So these are like on top of your little tanks. We got a Land Raider here as well. We'll pull that out and then I'll show you how these other pieces would normally go on it. We got some rhinos in here as well, so let's look at this last. Don't think it's like the most important thing here, but maybe some sort of starter set. Oh, here's the base for the flyer. So that reconfirms that's the one that's in the flyer box is not for the flyer. There's a biker. So 1 and 2 bikers. And I believe there's a 3rd biker. One of you guys lost your arms? There is a crux. There is a crux here. One of you guys supposed to be... Magna still works. Is that like a... Oh, it could be a power maul. Trying to see if one of these guys is supposed to be a chaplain. This guy could be a chaplain? And he has a skull. He doesn't have a skull helmet, but he has a skull. And then that guy's got a flamethrower. 3 bikers. Here with magnets. One doesn't have a base. The other 2 do. And then... Oh, nice. Right, some of my items on my eBay store sold. We will be putting this army on the eBay store. I think I'm going to keep the Logar. So we got the top door missing. As I said, the top door was in that box. It's got a little back door that opens as well. And then with the other things, so what was it? Where was the whole thing? Where did we put it? Down this way? We did. Down here. So that's the bikes. That one there. Yes, right. So you get these little hatches would normally go on top of your rhinos. You would have one that would just be nothing. This one that's open kind of just gets in the way of all the others. You can put like 2 hatches. You got a guy on a gun coming out of one. So yeah, and then the door goes the other way around actually. It'd be there, covering up the back. Then you don't have a door with a hatch on it. There's a door with a hatch on it, where this would then sit, covering the door hole. So that's how that would work for the rhino. So we got 1 rhino. It's got pieces missing, but it's not that important. If you buy 1 rhino, you'll have enough pieces to cover up the rest of this one as well. Generally how much extra stuff you get in a kit when you buy one. Okay, right. Oh, no, this is... Well, this one was large enough to be 2, like a Land Raider, but it's another rhino. Yeah, this one's looking nicer. You see his paintwork improving. Ooh, okay. This is a Predator. This is not a rhino. This is a Predator battle tank, and it has side sponsons. They are not magnetic, so these magnetic sponsons don't belong here. Wait, there's a Predator. Can a Predator have side? There is a magnet there, though. Did that just... It did. It just pulled the magnet off the top of both of the. It just pulled the magnet off the top of both of the sponsons, so the sponsons don't have the magnets on them. I'll have to re-glue the magnets. It's fine, but they go there. They would glue. They would stick onto these, the sides here. How does it go? This one? No, wait. It goes that way. This one here. This one here. And it's a tank. It's got twin last cannon. Pretty devastating vehicle, to be honest with you. I've never played with a Devastator before. Devastator? Predator. Never played with a Predator tank before. To be honest with you, it's crazy. We got any more? Ooh. There's a base, but it's not for anything that I can see just yet. We have another Predator by the looks of it. This one has its sponsons attached, but the weapons that are supposed to be attached to the sponsons are missing. There's two Predators there. I'm not sure Space Wolves even like care about using Predators anymore. And then this, oh my god, I know what this is. This is a classic. This is the old school Rhino. This is the OG Rhino. Look at the size difference. Oh, these two stuck together. Actually, your Rhinos fit exactly on top of each other. It's like the treads are actually exactly the distance apart to go in between the exhaust pipes there. That's crazy. Didn't expect that to fit together so well. So here's a comparison of the difference. Oh, this is the one that would have the storm missile pod. Yeah. So you probably use this one as oh, what are they called? What are the missile pods called? I don't know. It's an artillery piece basically for Space Marines because it shoots over all the terrain and it doesn't need line of sight to see you. So the Hurricane or a Whirlwind, I think, like a Whirlwind missile launcher. So, but yeah, it's like smaller than your average, your more modern Rhino. I don't know if you guys can't really see, but it's shorter than your more modern Rhino. And then when you put it, if you was to use this old one, you'd put it on the field and it'd like hide behind the terrain better. So I think people would probably like complain, but that's a really nice like old nostalgia piece, to be honest with you. And you could repaint that fairly easily. The paint on this is not massively like it's very thin. The paint on here, it's quite a decent thin job for the paintwork there. It's not overly saturating anything. So yeah, vehicles. Okay, we are now onto the final model. The final model here from this whole army, which is it has its side sponsons on. It has its guy on the top. It's got a magnetic missile pod. It's got its twin assault rifles on the front there. This is the Land Raider assault tank. And it's got the Hurricane. This is the Hurricane Storm Bolter. I know that much, as I'm pretty sure that's what that's called, the Hurricane Storm Bolter. And we have two guys hanging out the top. One guy's got a flamethrower. The other guy has a Storm Bolter, possibly a heavy Storm Bolter. But yeah, it's got a lot. It's got a lot of like weaponry. It's got a missile launcher. It's got all sorts. It's pretty cool though. It's very heavy. It's got some heft to it, this thing. Like, it's surprisingly heavy. The paint job's not terrible, I'll be honest with you. It's done nice work. It's done nice work with the paint job. I think like more modern techniques would like really make this model shine. but like it's not terrible looking right now. This bear like skull or head here, the mounted bear head on the front, I could definitely use that for a nice conversion on my white scars, because that's exactly the type of sized bear head I would be looking for on that one. So yeah, right, we have gone through all of the Space Wolf stuff that we've got. I wrote down some of the special edition models that we have here. We have the remake of the 1991 Games Day Captain, which was the web exclusive when they were trying to like they were doing web exclusives for a while. I don't think they do them anymore, but this is a remake of the old Games Day 1991 Space Marine Captain. He's pretty much identical, but he's in plastic. There's a few little detail changes on him, but other than that, he looks pretty much the same one. So yeah, we found out what he actually is. Because he's the plastic one, he's obviously the updated web exclusive and not the Games Day. The Games Day was like old like showcase events that they used to do back in the day. So I don't think they do and or make Games Day models anymore. So yeah, like different times nowadays. I think Games Workshop don't need to do their own events because other people will do the events for them now. So it works out. It works out all right. But you know, conventions and stuff like that's more mainstream nowadays. So if you wanted to do a convention, you would just go to one that's got like your theme to it. So like, how would they make themselves stand out? Doing their own official one, or just like, you know, allowing other people to do it for them? It saves you a lot of hassle, to be honest with you. There's another there. Here's the other rhino. Right, I'm gonna put all this stuff away. And I'm going to take some better pictures of these things. I'm going to put them up on eBay within. I was going to do it like today, but if I end up not in work, if I end up not having a shift tomorrow, I've been under the impression that I've got a shift tomorrow, but I haven't actually been given any confirmation of it. So I'm expecting that I probably don't. I'm going to end up walking down to work in the morning to find out I don't have a shift. And then because I'm there, they'll give me one. So I think I'll just probably end up with a shift tomorrow morning anyway. Just because if I show up, they won't let me go home. That's usually what happens anyway. So if I wanted shifts every day of the week, I would just randomly show up whenever I felt like it, and they would insist that I stay and help. So there's an easy way around it. Right, let's package these up. So yeah, I'm gonna try get some good shots of these models, or just like I'll have a picture of them all together, then I'll have a picture of all like the Space Marines. There's about 70 on foot Space Marines, and there's a ton of uh there's a ton of Terminators as well. There's also like there's just a load of stuff. There's the one of the big flyers, and sorry, distracted. There's a bunch of random stuff as well. There's loads of wolves, loads of like guys riding wolves. There's loads of that. Other than that, there's got all sorts of stuff. Too much to just mention again now. We've just gone through it over the last how long? 113 minutes or so. But yeah, anyway, guys, we that's pretty much it for today. I think we'll let you guys know. There should be a link to this army in the community chat section of our YouTube page. So if any of you guys log into this in the future and you go through this, or we'll link this video into the thing as well, so you can actually possibly watch and see what models are involved in this eBay lot. Outside of that, we will see you in the next one, guys. Consider dropping a like and a subscribe. And yeah, again, we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.